I have always been inspired by mind over matter. I grew up listening to stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things using sheer willpower. Stories that inspired me and left me wondering how they overcame their inner fear and galvanized their strength to achieve the impossible. Were they born with mental endurance, or did they develop it? Can I raise the bar higher and reimagine the limits of what my body can do? Can I set my sights higher and go further than I've ever been before? In my journey to do the Ironman, I decoded the enigma of mental endurance. The Ironman is the most grueling one-day endurance event in the world and comprises of 3.8 kilometers of swimming, 180 kilometers of cycling, 42.2 kilometers of running, all to be done within 17 hours. And I was nudged into doing the Ironman when 35 years into my army career, I suffered a professional setback. A setback that I had not anticipated and I wasn't prepared for. A setback that set me back in my confidence, left me with low self-esteem, and sliding to a point of no return. In a last bid attempt to salvage my self-esteem, I, at the age of 58, decided to do the Ironman. And I knew that time it would be my salvation from professional rejection. And that became my driving force. The sheer magnitude of the Ironman is very intimidating. And the naysayers around me were plenty. And I had to start by convincing myself that I can do it. Because I believe every battle that you win has to be fought twice. The first time in your mind and the second on the field. I vowed to give it my all and I commenced my training. 3 weeks into my training, I realized that the journey is going to be long and hard. And there may be times when I'm tempted to quit. And to overcome that, I took to social media and went and pledged that I'm going to do the Ironman. And by doing that, I put at risk my reputation, my esteem, my name, and left myself with no window to escape. We are always more willing to endure something if it is linked to a larger purpose in life. And I linked my doing Ironman to the larger purpose of my redemption of self-esteem. 18 months of formidable training, where the temperatures in the summer touch 44 degrees, the claustrophobic pollution that makes breathing difficult, the maddening traffic which is dangerous, restricting my cycling, and the shortage of time because I had a 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. job, a sensitive appointment which I could not compromise on. And so I realized that I needed to come with an out-of-box solution to carve out a practical training schedule, and I did. I started getting back from work and running and swimming at night from 7 to 10 o'clock. I would also run on a Sunday afternoon when the sun was at its highest. And I realized cycling from 2 a.m. on a Saturday night to 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning was the best way to beat the heat, the sun, the pollution, and the traffic. The rides were grueling, and there was many a time when I almost dozed off on my bike. But since I had linked it to a larger purpose, I completed the rides. And I didn't realize that time. But all this odd-hour training was actually helping me enhance my mental endurance and prepare me to take on tasks which are difficult. Most of us don't understand what mental endurance is all about. But it's all about how we respond when faced with a difficult situation. It's the how that's important. And this how can be boosted by willingness and by optimism. Willingness is the ability to accept what is happening to you. And willingness can be enhanced if what is happening to you is going to benefit you. So we are more willing to endure a difficult situation when we know that at the end of it, we will be benefited. Optimism, on the other hand, is a thought about the positive outcome of what you're enduring. And optimism can be enhanced by visualization. During my training, whenever I was low, when my morale was low, when I was low on optimism, I used to use the technique of visualization. I would visualize myself completing the event. I would visualize myself running down the red carpet to the finish line of the Ironman, and the crowd applauding me, and the announcer announcing my name, Vikram, you're an Ironman. And that would motivate me and get back my optimism. Everyone, athletes, sportspersons, performers have bad days. But what differentiates world-class athletes from others is their ability to bounce back after a defeat. And this is something that they train for years. Even if it's a small plan, like talking to yourself, one word of encouragement. And I used a lot of this technique when I faced any setback in my training. I would talk to myself. I would say, Vikram, you can do it. You can ace it. You can come out stronger. You're the best. These words of encouragement that you give to yourself generate a positivity within you, which enhances mental endurance. It was a hot, sultry, humid afternoon on a Sunday when I was doing a 35-kilometer run in preparation to my Ironman. Because it was warm, I had crafted a careful hydration plan and also an electrolyte intake plan. But 30 kilometers into my run, I started to cramp. I was cramping in my stomach and my chest, and I fell on this deserted road. I was happy that the road was deserted because I didn't want to see anybody to see me in that condition. But I was also alarmed because I knew this could lead to a cardiac arrest. Fortunately, a minute into the cramps, the spasms passed and I could sit up. I had tried to recommence my run, but I couldn't. I started to walk. And having walked a little distance, I tried to jog, synchronizing my breathing with my running, and I slowly managed to gain some momentum and I completed the run. And this event was then forgotten in the run-up to the Ironman. I'll take you now to the event, 1st of July 2018, Klagenfurt, Austria. I had just finished my 3.8 kilometer swim. I had nourished myself, hydrated, and I was strong on my cycle to do the 180 kilometers cycling ride. 150 kilometers into the ride, I started feeling extremely low on energy. My eyes began to blur. I couldn't see the road. The inclines, I had already covered an elevation of 6,000 feet and the inclines had taken their toll on my energy. Cycling ahead was becoming impossible and visions of my quitting started coming to my mind. And in this, I suddenly got to remember what happened to me on that Sunday when I had cramped. And taking a leaf out of that, I tried to coordinate my breathing with my pedaling. And as I did that, I managed to gain momentum. And 15 to 20 minutes into this momentum, I got magically transported and connected with my mother, who had crossed over 4 years ago. I could see her face looking down at me, smiling, egging me on. I had tears in my eyes which were streaming down my cheeks. I felt that surge of power come into me, and as I moved ahead and I completed the ride. That incident changed the outcome of my event. I was intrigued. I started to research and find out what had happened to me. And I was surprised to find that a lot of athletes had written about how they got meditative when they were running, how they meditated when they synchronized their breathing with the fall of their feet. Meditation enhances mental endurance. Meditation calms the mind. Meditation releases endorphins, which are happy hormones. Meditation enhances focus. And if you can combine running with meditation, then you can get the benefits of your physical endurance being built by running and your mental endurance being enhanced by meditation. Mental endurance plays a significant role in everything that we do. Whether it's dealing with a difficult boss, whether it's an unpleasant relationship, whether it's looking after aged parents, even when you're dealing with teenage children. So build mental endurance, and for that, I want to share a few points that you can look at. Firstly, connect with your why. Connect with why you are enduring whatever you are. How does it play a role in your life? And when you connect to your why, you will find it enhances mental endurance. Meditate. It'll calm you, it'll make you happy, and it'll enhance your mental endurance. Yoga magically is excellent for mental endurance, and it generates a positivity and a body stamina. Learn to thrive in disparity. Step out of your comfort zone. Do new things. Take on new challenges. Go to places you have not been before. All this enhances mental endurance. Stretch yourself. Try to physically seek discomfort. And when I say that, when I was running at those odd hours in the afternoon or at night when I was cycling, it helped develop my mental endurance. You can do it too. In a simple way, when you go to shower on a winter morning, don't turn on the hot water. Stand in the shower and turn on the cold water for 1 minute, willingly accepting what is happening to your body. It enhances your mental endurance. Maintain unwavering positivity. When you meet a negative person, don't go down to their level. Try and bring them to your positive level. You are what you eat. Try and eat food which is rich in vitamins and protein. If your body is well nourished, your mind will make you perform to your optimum. Do not let stress overtake you. When you are stressed, look for what makes you happy. Look at what hobby you have and include more of that in your routine. When you do stuff which makes you happy, it lowers your stress. And lastly, indulge in exercises of the mind which will enhance your mental endurance. Because just like you increase your physical endurance, you can also increase your mental endurance by playing chess, doing Sudoku, or doing crossword. Our journeys may be different, but we all weather the same storm. Build mental endurance to tackle rejections and setbacks in your life. When faced with adversity, look for the calm place in your mind and fill it with willpower. Be focused. Be persistent. Be consistent. And adopt a never say die attitude. Thank you.